Welcome to episode 3 of BP Reloaded 2011, the Olympic movement. This episode is my man Rafael. For everything I experienced in my career when I was living in the U.S., probably from 1997 on now, Rafael was my practice partner. And our history is that we actually met in Sweden, and his sister lived down here. So I moved here, and then I saw him. I was like, my man, Sweden, Lickby, you remember? And his sister was living here, so we started practicing. Rafael was like 1800 at the time, and I was like, man. What are you doing in Sweden? You 1800, man. Like 1800 players, you can't even win in your county, man. What you doing here? But we ended up really, establishing a good friendship. And at this time, I'm really a coach, and I'm really should be coaching them. But what I needed was a solid practice partner, and he was so willing to go as far as I would push him that I said, I'm not going to charge you, but I am going to kick your ass. You going to get it on this table. And he said, fine. So I basically kind of gave him the whole, treatment, the whole big brother, like, I'm going to show you how to be a professional. I'm going to show you how to train properly. And over the years, he's just become a reliable practice partner. I can go on the table with him, and we just can do magic as far as, the approach. And for him, Rafael offers a really good tempo. Just a good tempo. He doesn't press the ball. Like, whatever speed you gives, that's the speed he gives back. So with him, I focus on doing more structured drills, like 2 backhand loops, 2 forehand loops, and I really get a chance to work on my timing. I get a chance to work on my feel. I get a chance to work on just my stroke distance, my distance from the table, how I move to the ball, how I recover back. So he offers that great, structured tempo to where you really get a chance to be about your form, and that first drill is 2 backhands, 2 forehands. And the next drill that I love to do with him is 2 backhands and 1 or 2 forehands. And he really understands how to kind of trick me. Like, if I do 2 backhands, I do 1 forehand, and I wait, he'll bring it across. If I do 2 backhands and I do a loop and I come back, he'll go back. So it really, the advantage of having such a long-standing practice partner is that he can know your moves, so that you don't get a chance to win cheap points. With Rafael, I can't win any cheap points. Whenever we play in a tournament, if he doesn't take a game, he really works me hard. So having him as a training partner really does have like a great benefit. The next drill is the opposite one that I did against Richard, and that is middle corners, but it's from the backhand. Since Rafael has that good, he can stick that block. Then I focus on this same drill, looping one from the middle, and then either corner, but from Rafael's backhand corner. So take a look at some of the highlights from that exercise. It's just really good, solid points. And for the next drill, I make an underspin serve. Rafael pushes the ball to my backhand, and I make a backhand loop, and he blocks me random, and I play to his backhand. And for this drill, I'm really focusing on incorporating my forehand loop into the point. Like I said in the other videos, I'm making it a choice to be more diligent in using my backhand, and I want to understand the ins and outs of how that is going to fit into how I play the game as far as the approaches. After this drill, I have Rafael just kind of stand mid-distance and do blocks and kind of let me focus on looping from a little bit past mid-distance. Before I went to Europe, I played in front of the table. I played in front of the table. And when I went to Europe, they did this. They made you play on the side of the table. So I never really had the kind of shot where I did a backhand, did a forehand, and then I came back and did this kind of shot. I never had that training of the waist loop until I moved to Romania and I started training with Andre Philemon. Like, this guy could blast a backhand loop and he could turn like it was nobody's business. And I had always been used to making a loop and then like coming in. So this is one of those cases where I get a chance to work on just turning. Just he's mid distance and I'm looping, he's moving the ball around and I'm focusing on using that turn and just incorporating that kind of loop into my game whenever the ball is a little bit slower. So that's kind of the end of this episode. Every time I cycle around, I'm going to try to do different drills and show different approaches. But right now, I'm really focusing on just getting my foundation, just my base training, getting my fitness up. My fitness is getting better every day. And next week, I want to show you like one of the movies that helped me with table tennis. It's called The Last Dragon. It's awesome. I got a real cool story to explain how that has affected me today, even with my workouts. So stay tuned. That's going to be really funny. So peace, pace, BP Reloaded.